Fresh.
Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the show tonight. I'm CF, the plumbing sales coach, and tonight we're going to talk about something that's extremely important, and it's how the little things can actually keep you from the big things. And we're going to talk about exactly what I mean by that and how you can avoid that. Now, don't miss tonight's show. You're not going to want to miss Thursday night's show because the two shows go together. We're going to follow this show up with a part 2, and you're going to love it. I promise. You're not going to want to miss, and it will not let you down. We've got a ton of announcements. We got so much going on. We've got the giveaway as usual. For those that are just joining us and don't always get a chance to watch the show, we have the comment of the night. That is our drawing. In fact, we've got 3 different names in the drawing right now. We'll go ahead and flash that wheel up there for all the grand finalists that are currently in the drawing. We've got we got Brian McDermoney, as you guys know as Brian McDermott, and we've got Jody Enrich, also known as Joni Enright, and we got Jeff Lute, also known as Jeff Lane, and of course, the man that said that he would donate his winnings, Randy Gilmore, and that's actually his name. We didn't have to modify that one much. And you see what we're doing there. We're having a little fun because we're doing this giveaway, and so this giveaway is coming up. All you got to do is have the comment of the night by simply adding value to the show, asking a good question, or answering a question for someone else. When you do that, our producers backstage, who have a very Matt Damon scientific formula that they use to choose the comments of the night, they will go in and select someone. That person will then be entered into the drawing that is coming up this Thursday to win a $25 Visa gift card. Now, the wheel you just saw, that's the wheel for the $200 gift card giveaway. And the way you get into that is by simply winning the $25 gift card. So you got to win the $25. You got to win money to win money on this show. That's just how it works. That's how we do it. So we do that giveaway. It's called the Comment of the Night giveaway. Always be serving is the hashtag that we use because that is our message to the world. Serve, serve, serve. Service over sales, in fact, is another hashtag you guys are really familiar with. What do we got going on tonight? We got the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Koss says about me. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. You're making me blush with all the lighting that doesn't look good. Brian McDermott says hello out there. Dan Thomas says what up. Randall Gill Moore says, hey, Chris. Raylene Stinson says, hey, the notifications work tonight. As you guys know, the last show, we didn't have any notifications, and so we had a little bit of trouble there. So welcome to the show. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us who you work with, what plumbing company, what you do for a living. Maybe you're not in plumbing. I know a lot of people are starting to watch the show that are not plumbers. They're not in the plumbing industry because honestly, what we talk about on this show, as we apply it to the plumbing world, it actually applies to everyday life. In fact, if you want to watch the show or catch the show on a more regular basis, you can catch it in a couple different places now. We got it on YouTube. We've got it on Facebook. Those are both live video feeds. You can go onto YouTube now at the Plumbing Sales Coach, and you can check us out on YouTube live. Also, if you want to watch us on Facebook, you can continue to do that like a lot of you do. Now, the third option is one that you guys are very familiar with. Almost 22,000 downloads now I think we have on our podcast. That is pretty crazy to think that 22,000 downloads, but that's what we have. And so you can get that on an Apple. You can get that on Google. You can get that on pretty much any podcast platform that you like. And all you got to do is search, again, the Plumbing Sales Coach, and you will find that podcast and you'll be able to listen to it. That is the audio version. For everyone that wants to know more information about us or wants to know information about our training programs, all you got to do is type Dominate. The word dominate into the comments, and what will happen is you'll get a message from Messenger, and that message will simply get a little information from you. We'll reach out to you and get you information about who we are and what we do and how we can help. Now, listen, tonight we're going to talk about something that will absolutely help your company. It will help your business. It will help your ability to serve your customer no matter what you do. We're talking about how floor savers can be sales savers. And for those that don't know, I had someone reach out to me who's not a plumber, and they said, I don't even know what a floor saver is. Well, listen, that's okay. We're going to talk about that, but really more importantly, the concepts that lie within, because here's the thing. The reality is that people walk with their shoes on other people's floors all the time. A lot of times there's a reality that you could be the first call of the day, have brand new shoes on, and have never used those shoes anywhere else. And so it's not always about keeping the customer's floors clean. It's not always about protecting the health and the germs and the damage or whatever that can happen. Maybe you got a rock stuck to the bottom of your foot and you scrape it on the whatever crazy scenario we can think of. It's not always about that. Sometimes it's about a common decency. Sometimes it's about empathy and understanding where the customer's coming from, and they're letting a stranger into their home to deal with something that they may or may not want, and more than likely did not probably want to have to deal with today. It's what they're dealing with. Respect goes a long way, Cost says, not. Oh, wait, what is Dale? Dale says it applies to everyday life, she says. That's why she watches. She's not a plumber. Advanced Plumbing from La Crosse, Wisconsin. My man is scrolling fast with those comments. I'm trying to keep up. What's up, Fresh? Plumber in the house. West Corville, good to see you, brother. Blurry for me, too, Jill says. Hello, Chris from DFW. Journeyman Plumber, Berkeley's Plumbing, good to see you. Noblesville, I work at Gaylor Electric. That's Josh Icenoggle. Good to see you, sir. Just my phone then, LOL, she says. C to the F is the best, my boy. He was a high school cheerleader. I'm just joking. He was not. That sounds like C to the F to the best. So those who watch the show, go back and watch the show. About 3 nights ago, I talked about my amazing basketball run in high school. Actually, it wasn't high school. It was elementary school. 7th grade. I guess that would be junior high in a lot of places. I was in a small town, K through 8. Anyways, had an amazing game. You have to watch the show. It was really crazy. 0 for 24 was what I shot, but I made a basket in a totally different game, and the cheerleaders cheered for me, and it was crazy. It was me. I cheered for me. It was nuts. It's pandemonia. It was the only basket I made all year. Image is everything you want a porterhouse on a garbage can. In fact, we're going to talk about that tonight. It's exactly what we're going to talk about. It's the little things that go a long way. It's the little things that make the difference. It's the little things that separate you from literally high school. Like we just talked about that, from high school baseball to the Major League Baseball. Can we show the audience? The producers have put together some images. Here we got a nice baseball field. This is high school baseball. Now this is the difference between high school and the Sandlot that you're all familiar with back in the movies where the kids just get together on the playground. This is a high school baseball field, not a major league field, not ugly, not horrible. But let's move on to what a minor league stadium looks like. Now this is a professional team. Minor leagues, look at the difference. Go back to the old picture. Look at the grass. See, they both have grass. They both have a design here, but go to the next one. Look at the difference in the detail. I'm assuming the lawn care company gets paid a little bit more to cut this grass. You know, they have a different quality of product. Now let's take a little glance at we'll take a Chavez Ravine, Dodger Stadium. Why not? Beautiful ballpark. Look at the difference here. I mean, look at the stadium. Go back and forth once or twice. Now take a quick look at the details here. You see, it's not the big things. Go back. Let's go back to let me talk to the audience just for a quick second, because I want you guys to understand something here. See, a lot of you would say, well, yeah, that's the big things. The stadium's bigger. The stadium, the grass was nicer. The field was no. No, in every one of those scenarios, everybody came to watch baseball. And so when we talk about the big things, the baseball, well, that's the bat and the ball. That better be there. Well, we don't even think about, no one goes, ooh, look, they brought bats. No one does that. No one's like, oh, awesome. Guess what? They're going to wear their uniforms this game. That's crazy. No one does that. And we expect that. We expect the uniforms. We expect the umpires. We expect it all. So really, it's the little things. It's the hot dog vendors. It's the ability to get to a hot dog vendor at every 5 feet. It's the ability to have, 60, 40, 50, whatever thousand people in one location to watch a team play on any given night. That is what separates them. And it's this idea that the uniforms aren't just uniforms. You understand, a professional league, like the uniform that the baseball player gets to play in, okay, there's the audience perspective, but what about the uniform that the player gets to put? What do you think it's like for the player playing in Little League, playing in high school, playing in college, playing in the minors, playing in triple, double, single, whatever A ball, whatever order that goes? I always get those. I think it's single, double, then triple. Then to the majors, and they walk into the locker room, and it's different. When your guys walk into your shop, does it feel different? When your guys put their uniforms on every day, if they have a uniform, does it feel different? Because these are the things that get those players to go out there and be major leaguers, be professionals. It's what separates them. And if you don't think for a second, if you think they could go out there in jeans and t-shirts and put on the performance that they put on, you're mistaken. Now, if you're a professional baseball player, I can't believe you're watching the show. But if you're a professional baseball player, I'm not belittling your competitiveness. I understand the competitive, you'll play in shorts. I get that. But there's still a reality to putting on a show. And it requires a professional look. Look, your customer, they're looking at the little things, the shoe covers, the gloves, especially right now. Especially right now. Jill says, my uniform gets washed and hung up immediately on hangers. She does that, and they are always crisp and clean. It starts with respecting your uniform. Under promise and over deliver, Brian says. Jake says, professionalism at its best. The way you carry your company shows you as an owner. Absolutely. I remember somebody telling me when I was young, don't act like the position you are. Act like the position you want to be. You want to be the general manager one day? Act like the general manager today. Perception is reality, Matt says. Live up to your customers' expectations. You have to. Flashbacks to when I hit 4 home runs in one game. It was a video game character, but Chris Koss says he's trying to win that comment of the night, bringing comedy and humor to the show. Raylene says the little things can sometimes matter more than the big details. Look, they do. Look, no one gets excited because the umpire throws the extra baseball out to the pitcher. No one's like, oh, man, good job, ump. No, all we do is we talk about the mistakes that the players make. We talk about the mistakes that the makes. We expect them to play baseball. We expect them to call balls and strikes. We expect 103-mile-an-hour fastballs to be completely accurate in the decision you make when you decide on where across the plate at 0.0034 milliseconds. Like, we expect that. We expect the plumber to come in and plumb. They're not paying you big bucks for the plumbing. They're not paying you big bucks for whatever, I saw Josh Eisnagel is an electrician. They're not paying you big bucks for the electrical work that you do. They're paying you for the quality, they're paying you for the convenience, and they're paying you for the level of service that they get when it happens. You can pretty much chalk that up to just about everything people buy when it comes to being served. Whether it be a restaurant, whether it be electrical, whether it be plumbing, whether it be a church. Like, think about anything that you're a part of that you want to be served in, and you're rating it based on the convenience, how quick they got to you, how quickly they helped you, how quickly they acknowledged you, how quickly they talked to you. Then the quality, like, did they do a good job? Was the food good? Did it get brought out quickly, fast? Was it warm? Was it hot? Did it taste right? And then the service. Like, did my Coke just sit empty? I got a Coke. I got it quick. Did it get refilled? Did she take my glass and not come back for a while? Pet peeve. If you're a server, don't take the glass. Bring a new one out. Little tip for you. So you can get a bigger tip. You know what I'm saying? But look, guys, this stuff relates to everything because the reality is it's the keys to life. Here, let me get this little cup right. I love flashing the gear. We got some gear. We're going to give some stuff away. Pumped about that. We got stuff to give away. It's crazy to think about. Leadership starts at the shop. Hey, look, it really does. It starts with the beginning of the day. In fact, we're going to talk about that on Thursday's show. We're going to talk about the 5 Ps. Listen to this, poor preparation promotes poor performance. I didn't make that up. I can't claim that. I'm not a thief of the words. I just pass along what I've learned. But it's true. It's true, and we're going to talk about it on Thursday night. We're going to talk about how to avoid it and where she says it starts. It always, listen to me. Wherever the problem is, it started before that. Okay, wherever the conflict, it started before that. Someone did something before the conflict to cause the conflict. If we're talking about getting up in the morning, it started the night before. If we're talking about having the attitude out in the truck, out in the field, like they said, who was that? Kyle. Kyle says leadership starts at the shop. Flash that back up there. In fact, Kyle, I'm going to automatically right now, you're going to be one of the people entered into as a comment of the night. We're going to knock that out right now because that's a good one right there. Leadership starts at the shop. How you treat your guys at the shop, how your guys respond to that, and how they take that out into the field will absolutely determine the outcome of the day or of the call. Absolutely. All this stuff connects. My boy in the house. Freshness. We owe you a hat. You didn't send us your address. So, he's too busy going around buying tomahawks and putting them on Facebook groups and cooking them. That's what he does. This dude. He's like, all I want to do is move to Texas and go to his house to eat dinner every night. That's my life goal right now, Brandon, is to retire where you live and come to your house and eat dinner every night. Whoop, whoop, Kyle. Give it up for Kyle. Culture, Brandon says. Absolutely. It matters. And so all of it starts with these little things, because if you can't do the little things, how are you going to do the big things? In fact, in Scripture, it talks about entrusting you with the little things and then giving you the bigger things. But if you can't if you can't handle the little things, why in the world would you be given the bigger things? Why would you? It wouldn't make sense. And so why would the customer give over more of their trust, more of their money, more of their resource if they don't see you doing it in the little things? I always, me and my wife would talk and we'd always kind of say, man, if that's how they treat us before the sale, I can't imagine how they would treat us afterwards. A lot of truth in that. And don't think your customers don't know that, and don't think your customers aren't thinking that. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have it's actually a Les Brown quote. We have to correct our own, my boy. But it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not prepared. Whitney M. Young, I'm not sure who Whitney is, but that is actually a Les Brown quote. At least that's where I heard it from. Positivity is contagious. That's 100% accurate. It's one of the reasons why I have Chris Kost on my team. Chris Kost is king of service talk. That's what KOST stands for, and the guy is literally an employee here at the Plumbing Sales Coach amongst about 6 other guys and ladies, and we're a team of positivity. We want to be all about the positivity. I'll be the only one bringing the negativity. That's our message. That's our motto. Around here, it's a joke, kind of. Jeff Lane says, where'd that go? Doing a Jetta right. Got here with the 30 minutes, and the customer's allowing us to do the work at double the price because we got there with good service. Look, you don't think that convenience doesn't have value? Go show me the price of a 20-ounce Coca-Cola at 7-Eleven compared to a 20-ounce Coke in a 6-pack at Costco or at Walmart versus, a 30-pack of 20-ounce Cokes at Walmart or at Costco, or a pallet of Cokes at Costco, or a keg of Gatorade at Costco. You get the point here. All right, that's what they have there. They have like kegs of Gatorade, barrels of ketchup, pallets of toilet paper. People said there's a toilet paper shortage, and I was like, no, Costco just pre-ordered so that they could be ready for their clients. Les Brown and Whitney M. Young stole it from me in my previous life. Teamwork makes the dream work. Robert Avila says that, which is funny because I always hear that from Koss. So now Koss is stealing stuff. So that's what happens, Koss. People steal stuff from you. Kudos to Koss. Randall Gilmore says, Dr. Randall Gilmore, something to really be said about that. I love that, doctor. See the little things. That little DR, you know what that represents? A lot of hard work and commitment. Kegs of Gatorade, she says. What is worth doing it if it doesn't make you happy? Yeah, he says actually what is it worth doing if it doesn't make you happy? Yeah, I butchered that. But that's absolutely right. So when we talk about these things, Joe, putting on the floor savers, I've had a lot of customers say, oh, no, you don't have to put those on. I say, oh, yeah, I do, because it keeps me in the habit. Because I want to put them on every home. I want to service every customer. I want to take care of everyone. I'm not interested in whether they buy. I don't put the floor savers on when they agree to option 3. I don't put the gloves on when they agree to option 3. I don't turn on the charm when they agree to option 3. I don't turn on the charm so they will agree to option 3. I simply do it because it's the right thing to do. Argue that. Prove me wrong. Change my mind. That's what the little hashtag is. Hashtag change my mind. Service over sales will always prevail. Hashtag change my mind. That's what I want to tell the world. Koss, the OG producer. Koss is not the producer. That is Elliot. Koss is the man with the plan. He works with a lot of the plumbing company. Our clients, he works with 4 of them hands-on and works with them interactively, training them in the moment, literally selling with them alongside them. Is amazing. He's a good dude. No, I'm listening and doing this jitter at the same time, Jeff says. That's my boy. I love it. All right, so let's do this giveaway. What do we got to do? We got to do a giveaway. First of all, subscribe to the show by typing subscribe into the comments. You'll get a message from Messenger. Fill out that message. We got over 300 subscribers. Be one of those subscribers. Don't. Look, now, if you listen to the podcast, I know you subscribe on the podcast. You got your own way of doing that on your platform. But you can run over to Facebook or YouTube right now. You don't even have to create an account. That's the great thing about YouTube. And you can subscribe. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, he can do whatever he wants now. He can shut us down. He can, what do they call it? Censor us when I say things like Jesus and when I say things like work for yours and whatever I'm not allowed to say. But I know that YouTube doesn't do that, I don't think. So we got a couple options here to stay live not yet. We got a couple options here, and we'll get on the next platform. We'll just keep chasing those platforms. But bottom line is you can subscribe on YouTube, and you'll get alerted every time we go live, I think, every time we upload a video. It's some cool stuff on there. We've got a catalog of over 200 shows and episodes that you can go back and watch, and you can see either the consistency or how I've changed my mind year after year. Not really. I'm pretty consistent, guys. I believe in this because here's the thing. This isn't anything new. Look, this is the way it is. This is people interacting with people, taking care of people. And so that's what we're here to do on this show. We're here to give you those tips, those nuggets, those strategies, those skills, so you can go out and do what you're designed to do. Look, do what you want to do. You started your business, or you work for a company, you became a plumber, or you became you wanted to be because you were excited. Hopefully you were excited or you were passionate about something. If you're not, reconsider what you do. Find something you're passionate about. And when you do it in the name of service. Do it in the name of service. Look, that's why I started this. That's why we do what we do here. Like I said, we help brands. Understand this. We literally give brands the skills and strategies to build, listen to this, to create, I should say, a massive customer following. Like, that's what you want to do with your company. You want to build a massive customer following. That's what we do. That's what we try to give you, is the skills and strategies to do that. That's what you want to build, right? And when you do that, what happens is all these marketing problems, they start to go away. All these customer issues, they start to go away. All these revenue issues, they start to go away, because the byproduct of that, the result of that, is more revenue, happier customers, and you being able to sleep at night. Whether you be the technician, whether you be the CSR, or you be the company, you can know that you're a part of something, that you're building something, that you're doing something. Plumbing is a good thing. Plumbing is restoration. As Pastor Dr. Randall Gilmore always says, it's the restoration of all things. It's an example of that. It's the example of somebody coming into a home and making a bad situation better, restoring it back to its newness. That's why it's so important that we do it in the name of service, that we do it in an honoring way, because it's actually quite honorable what we do, what you do, I should say. I haven't been in the plumbing trade for a while. And quite honestly, a lot of people say, are you a plumber? No, I was never a plumber. I was never a licensed plumber. I've been in the field. I've been out in the trade. I've been a general manager. I've been a service manager. I've been a lot of things in the plumbing industry. I've been consulting companies for quite a while now. I've been visiting a lot of your shops over the last couple years. But I would never say I was a plumber, because I was never licensed. I was never actually in the field as a technician doing it in that manner. But I got to tell you, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis is extremely honorable, because the reality is that you're helping people in their time of need in a real way, in the moment, like literally in the moment. And you're able to do that with integrity. Now, whether you choose to do that or not is up to you. But you can choose to do that. You're being too honest and genuine for Zuck, Brandon says. My boy. Genuine care for people goes a long way. I think CF intentionally forgot about my producing days, LOL. Yeah, go back to episodes 1 through like 20, which was 10 episodes too long. Passion fuels you so much more than money. I took on being a volunteer firefighter overpaid because the passion everyone on the team had. She says, separate personal from home. He says, sorry, Kyle said that. I thought Raylene said that also. Separate personal from home. Service starts with attitude. Absolutely. Your attitude will determine your altitude, right? There's a book about that. So good, he says. Also, he's got to remember where you guys started, LOL. And service first. The way to go. Great work, Jake. Listen, guys, this is something that everybody should get excited about because quite honestly, you can wake up every day and you can go do your job. Not a lot of fulfillment in that, where you can really look at what you're doing, the impact you're making, or the impact you could be making. Do you just go in and broke fix it? Do you just get in there and bounce in, bounce out, make as little of impact as possible, take as little as money as possible? In reality, you're not really giving much for much. So the most of the time, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, think about it like this. You can go buy a drone for $800, $1,200, $1,500 to $5,000. You can also go buy a drone on Black Friday for around $50. I can assure you that $50 is a complete waste of money. Right? Plastic, junk, not very good. Won't last. Won't really do much. You spend $2,500 on a drone, that's probably the one you're going to own forever. And you have to understand that. It works with cars. It works with mayonnaise. Like, it works with everything. Works with everything. Quality versus quantity. We just talked about it on the other show. All right, let's do the other comment of the night. Money is a byproduct of success, he says. Randall says, we give brands the strategies and skills to create a massive customer following. He says, nice. Matt says, it's not about making $1 million, it's about serving your community and wanting everyone to win along the way. When you do that, you probably can create $1 million business if your goals and desires so choose you to stay committed to the outcome of the business. Of the industry and the customers, Chad said. Absolutely. Yeah, you have to. Look, if you don't like people and you're in the business of people, which is pretty much every business, you probably shouldn't be. Now, what does success mean to you? That's the real question you should ask yourself daily. Absolutely. Not everyone's the same. We're going to talk about that in a couple weeks coming up on some shows. We're getting around to talking about a lot of different topics. One of those is going to be how you pay your guys or how you get paid as a guy. And I'm going to be talking to both sides of that because that's important. It will set the standard for a lot of things. But like Brandon says, what does success mean to you? Sometimes it's not always money, believe it or not. In fact, what you'll find is for most people, it's not. For most people, it's just simply quality of life. Money has a part in that. It has a piece of the recipe. It's almost like we don't want everything to be salty, but you still got to put salt in things because you got to get it to a certain level of saltness. Well, the money is just a simple resource. It's a resource that's been overcomplicated. I shouldn't say simple, but it's a resource. It's a part of it. But sometimes time is a part of that, right? People want time off. They don't want to work till midnight every night. They don't want to work till 8 every night. You shouldn't want to work till 8 every night. Be true to those you serve, he says. That's absolutely right. You have to spend money to make money. That's a really good point, too. Speaking of which, if you want to get training, if you want to get coaching for your guys or for yourself, maybe you're a guy in the field, maybe you're a technician, we got training. If you're an owner, we got tech training for your guys. We got owner training for you. We can get you either in our mastermind, peer-to-peer training with all the other owners, and you can learn from them, learn from me, or you can get one-on-one coaching from me. We do have limited spots on that one, but you can reach out to us and get us on that. The other products that we have are currently sold out, so that's all we got. Type Dominate into the comments right now. Dominate if you are wanting more information, but you're on the podcast. Email info@theplumbingsalescoach.com. If you ever win something on here, just email into info@theplumbingsalescoach.com. If you ever want information, email info@theplumbingsalescoach.com. I get that email directly along with a few other people on the team. This is not a junk email box. This is the email box to reach us all. If you're selling something, go ahead and email us. We'll take a look at it. We honor that. Probably not going to reach out to you. I'm just joking. Probably not. All right. Salt adds flavor, Jill says. Absolutely. Congratulations, Brandon, on being a great father. Brandon is a good father. I saw him hanging out with his kids. He's a good dude, man. Just a good dude. Or he's a really good Facebook faker. I'm just joking, Brandon. I met Brandon. He's a good dude. I like him. He's a cool guy. Jeff Lane says, if you got a customer that's rotten, he says, you got to treat every customer the same, whether you like them or you don't. Reputation is everything, absolutely. And you know what? Integrity and honor and all that is all matters. And treating, look, sometimes my favorite customers are the ones that are upset and grumpy and ornery. They're the ones I can make the happiest. They're the ones I have laughing the hardest, to be honest with you. They're the ones that love me the most when I leave or hate me the most. But they started out hating me, so what are you going to do? No, I'm joking. But seriously, it's a pendulum swing. You know, when they're right here the whole time, they're right here the whole time. But when they're over here, you can swing them over here kind of thing. Hopefully that makes sense. Jake says, I'm just a service plumber who talks with the needs and wants to customers. Literally, I'm a worker who follows CF. I love that. But Jake, I'll say, and I know you didn't mean this, but I'm going to say it right now. You're not just a service plumber. You are a service plumber. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is literally the MLB. That's the show. That's the pros of plumbing. That's the pros of the trades. And I love all the trades. They're all very valuable, but plumbing has a special place. It really does. Been happy with both. I just eat more ice cream now, Raylene says. Not sure what she's talking about there, but she does like ice cream. That's something that apparently she's not lactose intolerant. We learned something about her tonight. All right, let's do the other comment of the night. We got the first one in there. Let's remind everybody who it was. It was Kyle, I believe, he says it starts at the shop. He was talking about leadership. He says it starts with the coach. Leadership starts at the shop. I love that. Leadership does start at the shop. That's a great way of looking at it. It's a great way of explaining it because it's a great analogy, really, if you will, of really how it all works. Everything starts before it starts, meaning if you want to have a great morning, go to bed early the night before, sober, clear-minded, ready for the next day, sleeping with good sleep, getting into the appropriate thing, TV off, lights off, dark room, all that cool stuff. I'm not here to give sleep advice, but I am going to say this. That's a fact, what I just said, so take it for what it's worth. Now you got the information. All right, guys, what is it? Do we have 1 to 2 calls a day or all you need? It gives the customer adequate time to properly serve, or it gives the technician proper time to serve the customer. I love that. Absolutely love that. Here it comes. Jake in the house says, professionalism at its best. The way you carry your company shows you as an owner. Absolutely. Customers love nothing more than a technician who takes pride in his job, because it shows that the company takes pride in their company, which means the owner takes pride in his company, which means they'll stand behind the product or service that the technician's giving, but they probably won't need to because the technician's giving absolutely amazing service. See how that all works? It's this big thing. It's like I tell my kids, look, you didn't just, this didn't just happen. There's patterns. There's patterns, meaning you keep doing this over and over again, and it shows up and it shows up. So you can either create good patterns or bad patterns. Fresh doesn't sleep, Brandon says, I've witnessed. Fresh doesn't sleep. That's right. 8 kids. I don't sleep. I don't. Yeah, I was going to say other things, but there's nothing else to say other than I don't. No, I do. I really do. I sleep well. All right, let's do this. Let's do this drawing. Oh, no, there's no drawing. They're entered into the drawing. You guys are now entered into the drawing. So who was it? It was Jake? Okay, Jake and Kyle, you guys are in the drawing on Thursday. Thursday's drawing will be you two plus 2 more people. For those that watch the show on Thursday, you have another chance to get in the drawing. For those listening to the podcast, hey, no more excuses. Hop on YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch this show live. You don't want to miss this show, because this show talks about things you need to know, like not only how to run your business, but not only how to serve your customer, but also in some ways how to live just a quality life and just serving the people that are around you in everything that you do. And that's what we talk about on this show, Always Be Serving. If you want more information specifically about your business, though, you're a business owner right now going, man, I'm seriously struggling. I'm frustrated. I'm pulling my hair out. I'm looking at the screen. I can't take it no more. And you're not comfortable asking for information about our training products. I've got a book for you. It's a quick little read. It's called an ebook, electronic book, which means you can get that electronically. You type ebook into the comments right now. What'll happen is Facebook will shoot you this magical message to get you that ebook right there in the land of Facebook Messenger. You'll get that ebook. You'll read that ebook. It will solve a three-pronged solution to your biggest problem, which is you don't need more calls. You need to do more with your calls, and you don't need better guys. You need to make your guys better, and you don't need better customers. You need to give your customers a better experience. We're going to talk about that in the ebook, how to do that, and it's also going to link you back to old shows and literally give you the answers. It's not like linking you to more products. It's giving you the answers. That's what I want to do. Type ebook into the comments, and we'll get you that ebook. All right, guys. Whoo! Let's do a shirt giveaway. Should we still give a giveaway? Do we still have people on here? E-typed ebook. Let me see your phone there. Let's do a little giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. We got quite a few people still on the show. Let's do a quick giveaway. Who wants a hat? Who wants a hat? We got a hat that says Always Be Serving on the back. Attaboys are a great review for an employee not always looking for money. They want acknowledgement of the work they do. Kyle, that's absolutely accurate, and there's a lot of ways to do that. It's 5 Hour Energies now, Kirkland brand, Cost says. I think that, what is he talking about? He's talking about what am I drinking?
Yeah.
That's what I drink? I drink whatever. Just give it to me. It doesn't matter. No, I'm joking. I don't drink alcohol. What just happened there? All right. So anyways, yeah, we're still here. Raylene says, CF for president. Chad says, Chad, you think Trump went to the ringer? I would not do well on exposure day, whatever that is, when the media exposes you every day. Yeah. Depending on what party you pick, I think. But anyways, all right, enough about that. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to give away a hat. Acknowledgements do go a very long way. Koss is accurate. He loves people. People love people. Let's do a hat. How are we going to do away? Oh, I know what we'll do. Let's do, okay. All right. So here's something that we like to do on this show. We like to do the value, what I call, it's the value moment of the night. That's what we're going to call it. I just made that up. It's the value moment. He doesn't drink alcohol. I do drink I'm drinking coffee right here with French vanilla creamer, International Delight French vanilla. I'm really particular about that. I don't like coffee mate. Don't know why we're talking about that. Got him. Ha ha ha. He said, boy, I don't like it. All right. Anyways, he doesn't. I've tried, Brandon says. Yeah, Brandon has tried. So did the Cisneros brothers on 3 million attempts. All right. So, and I'm going to be singing them, hanging out with them in Vegas coming up here in a couple weeks. Can we show another picture really quick while we're giving away this hat? Look at this picture of this Rolex. You're talking about the little differerences that you can see here. Let's show them the Rolex first. No, show them the Rolex. This is a Rolex, it's a real Rolex. This is quality. Now show them the Schmolex. Literally Mickey Mouse crossed out with the Rolex. The point here is this. You can't fake it, folks. It's got to be real. All right, so let's do this hat giveaway. All right, here we go. Water with a little coffee, he says, because he likes that. Matt likes tar. All right, so let's do this. Let's give this away. I'm ready. He drinks excellence, Brandon says. Brandon, you're the best. All right. Brandon, you can't win this hat because you already got one coming, so let's give this to someone else. As you guys know, I have a favorite actor. Who is he? I'm going to make this one easy. Who is he? Normally I reference his movies all the time. Who's my favorite actor? If you can tell me my favorite actor, you got a hat coming, baby. You got a hat coming. And if you don't know who my favorite actor is, you really need to watch the shows more. So I've given away more stuff in this dude's because of this guy than anything ever. I mean, seriously. I don't know what we're laughing at. What are we laughing at? He drinks excellence? That's probably what we're laughing at. The reactions are a little bit slow. You have to understand there's a delay with live TV with this show, so there's a bounce back. Hey, quick time while we're mentioning everyone about while we're giving this hat away. Who's my favorite actor? Should mention that the show is affiliated. We are endorsed. We are sponsored by Skyboss. Skyboss is a software. They are the king of service and software, and they are the ones that help you keep your business organized and help your employees do a better job at not only communicating back to the office, but communicating with the customer in a way that they can understand and literally see with their own eyes. And that is a really cool thing because what's cool about that is I just see all the names popping up here. What's cool about that is that it's helpful. It's called Skyboss, and you guys should check it out. Now, I want to also mention something here about that relationship. They don't pay to be a sponsor. This isn't a show where you can pay to be a sponsor. As of now, we've never taken a paid sponsorship or a paid affiliation. What we do is we tell you about the places that we know of currently right now on August 11, 2020 that we believe in. And until we don't believe in them, we're going to tell you about them. And it will have nothing to do with the financial gain on my end. It will have to do with your gain on your end. And that is my commitment to you. So when you watch this show, you can come here with confidence and trust, knowing that I'm only promoting the best products. Of course, I'm promoting mine because I only promote the best products. So there we go. But Skyboss is not my product. I just think that it's something you should check into. He says Skyboss can help from small to large companies too as well. Diverse, very diverse. Skyboss is awesome. Cheech and Chong, LOL. He says the actor with hair and a face. I love it. Michael A. Scott is not my favorite actor, although he does some funny stuff. Tom Hanks could possibly not at all be my favorite actor. Not even a good human. Let's keep going. John Candy, John Wayne. You know, John Wayne is probably the actor that reminds me the most of me. Not really at all. I'm joking. But John Candy, Brian McDermott, you are the winner. You're the first winner. You're the first one, John Candy. For all this said, John Candy, thank you. Kristen Miller, I see you. Thank you very much. Kristen, I've got a hat for you. Ask Matt, and we'll get that hat to you. I've got a very special hat for you. It's a lady's hat. But I'm going to give this hat right here to Mr. Brian McMoney McDermott That's his new name that the producers gave him before the show. I love you guys. I really do. Congratulations to Brian. Congratulations to the other two that made it onto the Wheel of Fame, which is where you win all of your gift cards here on the show. Guys, listen, if you're watching the podcast, listen to the podcast. Keep listening to the podcast, but catch us live on YouTube. Catch us live Thursday night, 9 p.m. on Facebook or YouTube. Guys, we'll see you guys Thursday night talking about the 5 Ps. Poor preparation promotes poor performance. I love you. And as always, serve your communities and everything, not just plumbing. Have a great night.